Check, check. Wednesday evening, December 7th. Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of Hollywood Elite Wrestling. Super excited to have everybody here tonight. People throwing out predictions. J Irish 780 saying they'll be serving wildfire pancakes tomorrow at the commissary, served rich with strawberries and blueberries. That's a little prediction for the main event. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Now, tonight, we have just a sort of a random collection of matches. And what happened was I went through sort of the standings of Hollywood Elite Wrestling, and I was looking through and I was like, who are people we haven't seen a lot of? And maybe people who only have had one or maybe two matches in the almost 100 cards of Hollywood Elite Wrestling. So we're going to see a lot of those folks in matches tonight. There's some people we've seen a couple times, but other than that, that is what is going to be happening. Before we get going, let us send out a big shout out to our Patreon patrons. This is the list that is updated for December. Huge shout out to all these Patreon patrons, and a special shout out to our patron producers, Dorothy Pachoco, Eve Cunning, Kathy Crawford, Andrew Calcagno, Tony Urbano, Brandy, David Akers, Scott Armstrong, and Vicky Sebring. If you would like to become a patron of the show and support the videos on this channel and elsewhere on the internet, check out patreon.com/Saturday Morning Media. Well, let's head down to ringside and our opening match. Again, I just went through and I was like, who has not had a lot of matches? And these two names popped up. Sputnik Monroe versus Steve Corino will be our opening match. So let's roll the dice. Let's ring the bell. And sorry, I'm just trying to. Okay, I don't know if this is working or not. I am trying. Oh, wait, let me see. Let me see here. Ecamm Live. All right. Okay, it's not working. All right. Anyway, we will get going. It looks like Steve Corino is going to start things off here with a chop to the chest on Sputnik Monroe. He is hurt. Steve Corino follows that up with a leg lariat on level 2, and Sputnik Monroe says absolutely not. Reverses it with a stomp in the corner. Derek, Carl, Frank, welcome. Great to have you all here. Sputnik Monroe with a running knee lift to Steve Corino, and he is down. Sputnik Monroe following it up with a big pile driver. We're not in Memphis, so it's legal. So Steve Corino is going to roll out of the ring, and a wild brawler erupts. The wrestler with the better ring rating wins. That's going to be Sputnik Monroe. He's going to roll on level 3 offense. Another big pile driver on Steve Corino, hurting him. There's a body slam on Steve Corino. Hurts 2. Sputnik Monroe continuing with another body slam, just 2 in a row. And Steve Corino is hurt. There's another running knee lift on Steve Corino, and that's going to roll for his pin. The target won, I'm pretty sure. Oh, look at that. Just barely able to kick out. Now at 1 fatigue. Sputnik Monroe with the neck breaker. There you go. A big +2 move. So the target is 4. The roll of 9. Steve Corino now at 2 fatigue. And Sputnik Monroe hits the neck breaker again. +2, 5. The roll is 6. Steve Corino able to kick out, but not doing well. Out of the ring in frustration. Sputnik Monroe tosses Steve Corino out of the ring. The wrestler with the better ring rating, that's going to be Sputnik Monroe. He wins. He's going to roll on level 3 offense. There it is, the neck breaker again. And the target 6, the roll 10. Steve Corino still hanging in there now at 4 fatigue. An atomic drop on Steve Corino. Hurts 2. Sputnik Monroe stomp in corner 2. Down 3. Sputnik Monroe with the neck breaker again. And it's going to be 7. And the roll is 5. And he is finally able to put Steve Corino away. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. The one and only Sputnik Monroe wins the match. So let's enter in this fall information here with the neck breaker. Pin. And let's see. He is at 5 fatigue. Sputnik's at 0. So 2-star match there. Not a bad opener. We'll go with that. 2-star match. And Sputnik Monroe and Steve Corino is your opening match. And Sputnik Monroe gets the win. Moving on to our next match, it is time for the women's division to shine. And we've got Malia Hosaka versus Beverly Shade. Now, we've seen, there's not a lot of women wrestlers, so we've seen these two quite a bit. But we will roll the dice, we will ring the bell, and it looks like Malia Hosaka is going to take over. They both would love a win here and try and challenge for the championship. Rolling face like agility. She has the agility, so that'll work. Hurt 2. Malia Hosaka follows it up with a flying double chop on Beverly Shade. Hurt 2. And there is a camel clutch. Choice C, going to go for the agility. This will work on an 8 or less. The roll, a 5. It does work. Beverly Shade is down. Malia Hosaka follows it up with a flying drop kick. And, she's going to be rolling her pin. Will this drop kick get her? The target 4, the roll of 5, just barely able to kick out. Malia Hosaka with the Frankensteiner +2, 7, and the roll is a 7. And like that, it is over. Wow, what a brief but dominant showing by Malia Hosaka, taking out Beverly Shade. And there you go. We'll put it down as a squash. It kind of wasn't a squash, but we'll put it down at that. It was dominant. So we will say that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is tag team action coming at you now. The Bolsheviks versus the U.S. Express. Here we go. The Bolsheviks versus the U.S. Express. We will put them there. We will minimize that. Is that really... Let's see. That's kind of not how I want it. Anyway, all right, we'll go with this. We'll go with this as it is right here. Okay, and we also have Captain Lou Albano in the corner of the U.S. Express. All right, we're going to say Boris Zukov is going to start with Mike Rotundo. We are going to roll for initiative. We are going to ring the bell, and it looks like Mike Rotundo is going to start things off. The U.S. Express had a horrible debut, so they're looking to get some victory here. Hip toss 2, it's an agility move. Rotundo has the agility, and Boris Zukov is down. Mike Rotundo follows it up with an airplane spin. Nikolai Volkov going to use a pin save here. He is stopped, so it's going to go here. The target is going to be 5, and the roll is a 5. That is it. Oh my gosh! Well, what an impressive turnaround for the U.S. Express. Talk about a squash match. That, my friends, was a squash match. Barry Windham, Mike Rotundo didn't even. Barry Windham and Nikolai Volkov didn't even get in the ring, and the victory was with an airplane spin. Jay Irish says shortest tag match on this channel by far. Absolutely agree with you. All right, that was indeed a squash. Well, after their outing against the Pitbulls, this was a good match for the U.S. Express, who are looking to get some action going here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be time for our main event. But before we do that, I wanted to show you, before we get to our main event, I wanted to show you some of the matches that are already signed 2 weeks from tonight. Our big, ginormous super card, the 100th card. And I want to show you some of the matches that we have signed already. Paul Ellering versus Mr. Hughes. If Mr. Hughes wins, he gets 5 minutes alone with Jimmy Hart. This is stemming from the trial of Jimmy Hart, which was happening last week. So that match has been signed for card number 100. Also, in an I Quit match, Sergeant Slaughter versus Nikolai Volkov. Sergeant Slaughter has been tearing a path through all the Russians, and Nikolai Volkov is next on the list. This will be an I Quit match on card number 100 for the World Tag Team Championship in a steel cage. This is it. The Powers of Pain versus the Midnight Express for the championship in a steel cage. If you have been watching in recent weeks, you know that these two teams have just gone on a tear against each other, and it's going to be decided in a steel cage. So those matches are already signed for card number 100, but more matches coming. The women's title will be on the line. The heavyweight title will be on the line. So look forward to that. 2 weeks from tonight, our big 100th episode of Hollywood Elite Wrestling. Well, it is time for our main event, ladies and gentlemen, and that is Big Van Vader versus Tommy Rich. And, of course, Tommy Rich has Jimmy Hart in his corner. So we will see what happens here. This is just a one-on-one match. No titles at stake, but should be interesting to see what happens. Let us roll for initiative and ring that bell. Ooh, they both go a 6. They're jockeying for position, and Tommy Rich gets it by 1. and he hits a fireman's carry. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't on Big Van Vader. Big Van Vader tosses Tommy Rich into the turnbuckle, crushed by a big kick. Big Van Vader rolls on level 2 into the ropes. He is going to roll up instead, hammering forearm assault 2. Tommy Rich ducks out of the way, rolls on level 2 with some fired up punches, but Big Van Vader just shakes him off and again throws Tommy Rich into the turnbuckle, crushed by a big kick. Big Van Vader with a big, powerful clothesline on Tommy Rich, hurting him, and he follows it up with a big boot to the face. Tommy Rich, though, ducks out of the way, goes for an atomic drop, and that will hit because he picks him up for an atomic drop. Pretty amazing. Big Van Vader, though, no, he doesn't pick him up. Big Van Vader with a hammering assault 2 on Tommy Rich, hurt 2. Big Van Vader continuing power body slam on Tommy Rich, and Tommy Rich is down, and Big Van Vader's not going to throw him out of the ring. He's going to roll up and sled. Instead, hits a front slam, and that is going to cause a pin roll here. The target 2, the roll of 7. Tommy Rich, 1 fatigue. Big Van Vader with a big suplex on Tommy Rich. Hurt 2. Vader just continuing here. A clothesline on Tommy Rich. Tommy Rich is hurt. Big Van Vader follows it up with a front slam. Oh! And again, we are going to roll the pin. Jimmy Hart looking like he's about to interfere, but he's going to hang back for now. The target 3, the roll 6, another fatigue token for Tommy Rich. Big Van Vader, there it is, the released power bomb plus 2. Jimmy Hart is going to interfere here. He rolls a 7. Hart jumps on the apron and distracts the referee while the megaphone falls into the ring. Hart's wrestler and the opponent dive for the megaphone. Okay, we got to add 1 fatigue here to Tommy Rich. Hart's wrestler, and so we roll 1 die, and even. No, it is odd. Vader gets the megaphone, smashes Hart's wrestler. Hart's wrestler adds 1 to his pin, and opponent rolls on level 3 offense. What a failure there by Jimmy Hart to interfere. A suplex on Tommy Rich, hurt 2. This really cost Tommy Rich into the ropes. He's going to throw Tommy Rich into the ropes. Oh, but a sunset flip. Tommy Rich grabs him, locks the legs. Opponent rolls pin. And, oh, look at that. The target 2, the roll a 3. Vader just barely able to kick out. Tommy Rich not going to throw him out of the ring. Going to roll up instead. Hit him with an elbow smash. And Van Vader just shakes it off and follows it up with a running body avalanche. Down 3. Vader in control here. A suplex on Tommy Rich. Down 3. Vader is Tommy Rich going to leave the ring. And he grabs Vader, drags him out of the ring, smashes him into the turnbuckle, and will roll on level 3 offense. Not going to throw him out of the ring. Going to roll up instead. There's some fired up punches. And that is a hurt 2. Tommy Rich with a big right uppercut on Vader. Vader is down. Vader's going to leave the ring. And he goes out. A Wild Brawler reps the wrestler with the better ring rating. They are equal. So Tommy Rich will roll on level 3. There's the Thez press. The target will be 3. The roll is a 5. Vader able to get out, but Tommy Rich coming back. The Thez press again. The target 4. The roll 12. There's a kick out with authority. And there's the Wildfire Sleeper. He locks it on. This is what you got to do to Vader. The target is going to be 5. The roll is 7. Vader with another fatigue token. Tommy Rich picks Vader up. Pile driver, and that's only a hurt 2. Some fired up punches, and Big Van Vader shakes them off, and running body avalanche on Tommy Rich. Tommy Rich about to get pinned. Jimmy Hart going to roll his distractor rating, which is a 7. Can he distract here? Yes. He is able to distract, so another fatigue token. Now at 5 fatigue is Tommy Rich. And here's a Samoan drop by Vader. And his agility, He is going to go for the death jump. Vader climbing up to the top. Flying clothesline from the top. He's going to roll on level 3 offense. There's the Vader bomb, but Vader can instead try a moonsault +3. He is not going to try it. He is going to play it safe, just hit the Vader bomb. Heart can't interfere anymore. So this is a +1. The target is 8. The roll a 10. Tommy Rich able to kick out. Now it's 6 fatigue. Big Van Vader again going to go up for a death jump on Tommy Rich. And a big flying clothesline from the top. Big Van Vader with a bone-crunching splash on Tommy Rich. Hurt too. Not going to throw him into the ropes. He's going to roll up instead. Just starts choking Tommy Rich, dazing him. Big Van Vader with a power elbow drop. Choice E. He's actually going to go for the agility move. This will work on an 8 or less. And it does work. Tommy Rich in trouble. He is hurt. Big Van Vader comes in with a big boot to the face to Tommy Rich. And Tommy Rich ducks out of the way. He reverses it. A drop kick on Big Van Vader. Hurt too. Tommy Rich with another drop kick on Big Van Vader. Another hurt too. Tommy Rich tosses Big Van Vader into the turnbuckle. But both wrestlers go down. The wrestler with the better turnbuckle rating, they are equal. So Tommy Rich is going to roll on level 3. Not going to throw him out of the ring. He's not that stupid, but he will hit him with another drop kick. Hurt too. Tommy Rich with some fired up punches. Big Van Vader. Oh, you never punch Vader. He just shakes him off. Into the turnbuckle goes Tommy Rich. And Tommy Rich reverses it. Vader goes into the turnbuckle. The wrestler with the better turnbuckle rating, that's going to be, they're equal. So Tommy Rich is going to roll on level 3. A vertical suplex! Picks Vader up in a vertical suplex, smashes him down, rolling the pin. Here we go. The target 6, the roll at 8. Vader able to kick out. Tommy Rich with another. He picks him up again. Another vertical suplex. Only a hurt 2. A drop kick on Big Van Vader. What a match this is turning out to be. Some fired up punches. Vader reverse. You don't punch Vader. How many times do we have to say it? There's a hammering forearm assault. Hurt 2. Big Van Vader not going to throw him into the ropes. Going to roll up instead. A front chancery on Tommy Rich. Tommy Rich reverses it. Drop kick. It's an agility move. It will work. Atomic drop. Sorry, not drop kick. Hurt 2. Into the turnbuckle goes Big Van Vader and crushed by a big kick. Opponent rolls on level 3. There's a fist drop. 3. Big Van Vader is hurt. Tommy Rich with an elbow smash. Hurt 2. Tommy Rich with another elbow smash. Hurt 2. Tommy Rich with some fired up punches. And those punches land. He's trying more punches. That could be a mistake. Hurt 2. Tommy Rich with a drop kick on Big Van Vader. Hurt 2. There's a big right uppercut on Vader. He is down. Vader's going to roll out of the ring. Both wrestlers roll disqualification. All right. Let's see if Vader is disqualified. He is not. Let's see if Tommy Rich is disqualified. Tommy Rich is disqualified. We'll say that he grabbed Jimmy Hart's megaphone and smashed Big Van Vader with it. Holy moly. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we may have a new match for card number 100. We may just have a rematch for card number 100. Oh, man. What a match there. Vader was at 5. He was at 6. So that is 11. 5-star. We'll say a 4-star match. It ended in a DQ. But great action there. The fans not happy that it ends in DQ. But fans, if you want to see the rematch, you're going to have to tune in to card number 100, which was coming in just 2 weeks. ladies and gentlemen, card number 100. Now, next week we will have some number one contender matches to determine who will face the women's champ and who will face the world heavyweight champ, Jackie Fargo, on the next match. Let's take a look at some single standings. We'll take a look at some tag team standings here before we wrap up for the evening. Kind of a shorter evening here. We had two super quick. Those two matches were super quick. Let's see. Yeah, single standings. I want to see the single standings. Well, yeah, Jimmy Hart, Miho is saying, and Crush Hart before that. Jimmy Hart might get crushed by Mr. Hughes. We'll see what happens in that match. Paul Ellering versus Mr. Hughes, and if Hughes wins, he gets 5 minutes with Jimmy Hart. So that should be interesting. All right. There we go. All right, so tag team standings. The U.S. Express have moved up a little bit. The U.S. Express versus the British Bulldogs. That would be interesting. The Powers of Pain are our champs. And the Midnight Express hot on their heels. And Jackie Fargo are far and away champion here. Jackie Fargo is a tough card, but I'm very surprised that he has held on to the title as long as he has. But some interesting names you might see in this number one contender match next week. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for being here tonight. Let's go through J. Irish 780, Michael Bratta, Carl Zilla, Derek Bauman, Frank Wainscott, Doc Man J. Kamala was here. Dave Little was here. Miho Burns was here. Vexed FE. Welcome, and there we go. All right, I think I got everybody. If you did not chat, I still thank you for coming by. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being here. We're on the cusp of 600 subscribers, and then it's just 400 more to go before that sweet 1,000. I want to thank you all for being here, and thank you so much. We will be back next week. We've got a Champions of the Galaxy video coming out. What is happening tomorrow? Tomorrow is a song, Champions of the Galaxy video coming out Friday. And then we'll be back next week with even more fun and more action. Crush that like button. That's right, Dave. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Appreciate it. I will talk to you soon. We are just 2 weeks away from Card 100. Make your plans to be there.